Have you ever wondered which football transfers over the last year left fans scratching their heads in disbelief? Picture this: a year jam-packed with unexpected moves, surprising departures, and questionable signings. We've seen clubs making audacious bids and players hopping around like it's a game of musical chairs. But which of these moves truly left us baffled? Which transfers made us question the sanity of club managers or the players' career choices? Well, you're about to find out. Let's dive into our countdown of the top 8 worst football transfers of the last year. Starting our countdown at number 8, we have FC Barcelona's decision to sign Niklas Süle from Bayern Munich. Initially, this seemed like a promising move to bolster Barcelona's defense. However, despite his commanding physical presence, Süle's performances have been less than stellar. His inability to adapt to Barcelona's playing style has left many questioning the wisdom of this $40 million transfer. Taking the 7th spot is Paris Saint-Germain's acquisition of Mauro Icardi from Inter Milan. His move to PSG was met with high expectations, but unfortunately, Icardi's performances have been inconsistent and underwhelming, leaving many to question the wisdom behind this transfer. In the 6th position, we find another football transfer that didn't live up to expectations. Manchester United's decision to bring in Donny van de Beek from Ajax was met with much anticipation. However, Van de Beek's performances have been marred by a lack of consistency and a high number of benchings. His struggles have significantly impacted Manchester United's offensive efficiency, leaving many to wonder if this was the right move after all. These transfers serve as a reminder of the unpredictability of football. A player's performance can be influenced by a multitude of factors, from the coaching style and team dynamics to personal adaptability. As we delve into the top 5 worst transfers, we'll continue to explore how these elements can make or break a transfer. Moving on to the top 5 worst transfers, cracking into our top 5, we have a move that left many football fans scratching their heads. A team's defense is only as strong as its weakest player, and unfortunately, Niklas Süle's transfer to FC Barcelona from Bayern Munich didn't quite hit the mark. Despite Süle's impressive stature and potential, the reality of his performance was a far cry from expectations. His inconsistency on the field and inability to adapt to Barcelona's style of play have left many questioning the wisdom of this $40 million movie. Coming in at number 4 is another eyebrow-raising transfer. The 2023 summer transfer window saw many big moves, with several clubs opting to bring in big names from the transfer market. However, not all of these moves panned out. Paris Saint-Germain's acquisition of Mauro Icardi stands out as a particularly unfortunate choice. Despite high hopes, Icardi's performance failed to live up to the hype, with a lackluster season that left many fans and critics disappointed. And now, sliding into the 3rd spot on our list is a transfer that was supposed to change the game, but instead seemed to change, well, nothing. The move of Donny van de Beek to Manchester United was heralded as a game-changer, a chance for both the player and the team to make their mark. However, the reality was far less inspiring. Van de Beek's performance was underwhelming, to say the least, failing to make the impact that was so eagerly anticipated. And now for the top 2 worst transfers of the year. Coming in at number 2 on our list of worst transfers, we find ourselves looking at an unexpected disappointment that sent shockwaves through the football world. A transfer that had fans and critics alike scratching their heads in disbelief. This was the player who was once the backbone of a top-tier team, now struggling to find his footing in a new club. A classic case of a square peg in a round hole, this transfer serves as a stark reminder of how a seemingly perfect move can quickly turn into a nightmare. Let's delve a little deeper. This player, once a titan on the field, was brought in with high hopes and a hefty price tag. However, the promised performance never materialized. From lackluster performances to visible discomfort on the pitch, the warning signs were there from the get-go. Despite the hopes pinned on him, the player couldn't adapt to the new tactics, making his transfer one of the most disappointing of the year. Now we move on to the top spot, the number 1 worst transfer of the year. This transfer was a shock to everyone, a move that left fans questioning the decision-making of the powers that be. This player, once a stalwart in his former club, found himself floundering in unfamiliar waters. The once shining star was reduced to a flickering ember, struggling to reignite his former glory. The transfer was a gamble that unfortunately did not pay off, leaving the team, the fans, and the player himself to bear the brunt of this ill-fated decision. And there you have it, the top 2 worst transfers of the year. A reminder that in the world of football, not all that glitters is gold. Transfers can be a game of chance, and sometimes the odds just don't stack up in your favor. So there you have it, folks. We've traversed the football world from Barcelona to Paris, scrutinizing some of the most regrettable transfers of the year. We've looked at the missteps of clubs as they've brought in players who, for one reason or another, just didn't gel with their new teams. Whether it was a mismatch in playing style, a lack of adaptability, or simply being overshadowed by the existing talent, these transfers just didn't live up to the hype. We've delved into the high hopes tied to these players and the subsequent disappointment when they failed to deliver. The hefty price tags, the expectations, and the eventual letdowns. Each of these stories has served as a reminder that not all that glitters is gold in the world of football transfers. In the end, these tales serve as lessons for clubs, players, and fans alike. They remind us that success in football is never a guarantee, and that each transfer carries with it a risk. But it's this element of unpredictability that keeps the game exciting and keeps us coming back for more. What do you think of our list? Did we miss any transfers that you think should have made it? Let us know in the comments below.